Hello, everybody. So we had kind of a long weekend and did a lot of stuff, I guess. We went fishing yesterday, and it's the first time I've been fishing in a long time. It was something that the kids were interested in, and one's 4 and one's 7, so I really didn't expect it to go very well. But there was only one minor meltdown, and they did extremely well. It was far and away, it was far beyond what I had expected. And it was a lot of fun. I had not a bait caster, one of those, I don't even know what they're called. It's with the forward facing spool. And I had to figure out how that worked and how to cast with that. I was just like, yeah, I saw some YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure I have an idea of what I'm doing. I'll just figure it out when I get there. There was actually one touch and go kind of situation. So I brought my Leatherman Surge, so I figure you got to get the hooks out, right? And it's got it's kind of designed for fishing also, so it's like a ruler on there for measuring fish. So my daughter's reel stopped working about halfway through, and I couldn't quite figure out what was wrong with it. So the whole thing was, it was, I don't want to say it was bargain. It wasn't really, I mean, it probably was a bargain. The fact of the matter is you're buying fishing hardware for children, and the expectations are so low that if it functions for more than an hour, we should probably have been surprised. But my daughter's reel, my daughter, who was casting like a champ, that was really good casting, stopped working, and I kind of opened it up and kind of looked inside without, I didn't want everything to fall apart, but I could look inside and see that everything looked kind of okay. I didn't see anything obvious. So I took my son's reel and took that one apart and looked and just saw where the mechanical motion of the spring return was. And it was coming through on a central spring on the pivot point, on the rotation point. So I was like, all right, this looks, I can see the spring is coiled, so I don't know what's going on here. So I close his up and test his to make sure that I didn't break it by taking it apart and putting it back together, or by opening it up and putting it back together. I didn't take it apart that much, and then I opened hers up again, and I saw that her spring was extended, like released. So I was like, well, that's interesting. And the whole thing was covered in grease, which is probably appropriate. And then I looked further into the cavity, and I could see there was a retention pin that had slipped off and was embedded in the grease below the reel. So I was like, oh, here we are. So I took the whole thing apart. I compressed the spring. I put the pin on, or the retention pin, and I took the Leatherman and squeezed it so that it pinched real good on there. Put it back together, worked perfectly. So that would have been, what were those? I think they were $30. Or were they $20? I don't know, this is somewhere around there, but you have extremely low expectations for this device, and my thought was, well, we have there is some level of warranty on it. We go and bring it to Bass Pro Shop or Cabela's, and here's my receipt. It stopped working an hour in, and they'll say, okay, sorry, sir, we'll put this in the bin because they're not gonna fix it. Just throw it in the trash and go pick out a new one, which is great, as long as they have a new one, and it's not great for the trash. So I don't know, just a little bit of interest, a little bit of an attempt. The unit was basically trash at that point. It cost nothing to open it up and to take a look inside and think, how is this supposed to work, and how does this compare to that piece that is working? and what's missing. And if I had taken out that retention pin and I had dropped it in the grass at the lake, then that would have been gone. But we still could have gone home, and I could have drilled it and pinned it, or even 3D printed a new pin for it. So there's just, you know, it doesn't cost anything to fiddle around with stuff, especially broken stuff. You know, there's almost nothing to risk, nothing at risk, and you have almost everything to gain. So we'll definitely be fishing more. We didn't catch anything, but from what I had seen, no one else caught anything there either. It just wasn't a good day for it, I suppose, which is a shame because there are a lot of people out there. But still a lot of fun, a good introduction, and a reminder that just because everything in your history and experience indicates that things are going to go badly doesn't necessarily mean they won't go amazingly well.